Coach, pretty good weekend, went 2-1, got two pretty comfortable wins, had a little bit of a rough spot against Denver. Give us a little bit of a recap, and what do you think we can work on going forward into this week and the coming weekend?
Overall, I was pretty happy with the performance and how we played, and we put ourselves in a great position to go 3-0. And again, like I said, on Saturday night, I gave Denver a lot of credit for being down, us having game point, and them being able to make the plays when they needed it. And so that was what we kind of focused on today, and what we talked about today was staying a little more aggressive and not expecting the opponent to just kind of give you points at the end of games for you to win. And we're going to continue to focus on us being aggressive in those moments and really trying to earn those points versus hoping that it comes elsewhere. So overall, pretty happy with the 2-1. Denver's a really solid team, and it was a great high-level volleyball match.
Lauren Freed had a heck of a weekend, picked up CAA Offensive Player of the Week honors today. What were the keys to her success this weekend, and what can she work on going forward to continue that into the rest of the season?
Lauren worked hard over the summer, did a lot of work on, she had some knee issues last year, really trying to emphasize landing on two legs and not putting all the pressure on one side of her body. But she worked really hard on being explosive and really dynamic, and I think as a smaller outside hitter, that's a key for her. And I think the thing that's going to be the most beneficial for her is our offense continuing to be able to set a lot of different people. I think that if we pass well and we're in system and we can run a lot of people in a lot of directions, that's going to really highlight the outside hitters and give a lot more one-on-one situations for Devin, Rihanna, Freed, anyone who's playing on the outside. They're going to be a lot more open if we can keep passing like we did this past weekend.
Big weekend coming up out at Washington State. What's the most dangerous team perhaps that we can look at in that tournament?
Well, before we get to that one, we gotta focus on Charleston Southern tomorrow night. So we're spending a lot of time to prepare for them. I got a long flight to Seattle to kind of worry about the teams that we have out there. But I mean, we played both Washington State and Baylor last year. They beat us 3-0 in both matches. We had opportunities and weren't able to. We had a game point swing against Washington State, and we couldn't put the ball away. So kind of similar situation. And they both returned most of their players. So all three of us have similar teams to last year, and I think that those two teams, obviously in that tournament, are going to be hard to play and hard to defend. But obviously, if I have to give an edge to one, I'll give it to Washington State because they're home. They're going to have a good crowd. They're going to be excited. That's their first home weekend. And so there's a football game that weekend also, so I think they're expecting a pretty good crowd when we play them on Friday night. So I think they're probably the most dangerous team, but probably one of the better players is the outside hitter on Baylor, returning All-American. Killed us last year, and so far is having a really good season, so she's someone we're really going to have to worry about again like last year.
Someone that kind of went overlooked a little bit this weekend with her level of play, Michaela Rhodes. What has she meant to this program sliding into the libero position when perhaps that's not her natural position?
Yeah, I think she's embraced it a little more than kind of being an outside hitter your whole life and kind of being able to have a bigger impact. It's hard to take your role and kind of crunch it into a small thing. And she's done a great job figuring out how to best play that position, and she throws her body on the ground and goes after every ball no matter what, and that's kind of what you want in that position. It's kind of sometimes an unrewarding position, and they don't get all the credit they deserve, but she's been great. She steadies our passing. She leads us defensively, and I think also Logan coming in, we have another person that really pushes her this year a lot, and I think they're a great 1-2 punch in that position defensively for us.